Good evening. Welcome on in. I hope your week treated you well. Mine did, because it was only 3 days long, which always helps. No, I'm not driving a car now anymore, but I will be shortly. That is tonight's stream, after all. Car driving. That sucks for me. Are you still... Because last I asked, you were sick, but you were still going into school. Are you at least getting days off? Man, that's the worst. I mean, at least when you're sick and you're getting a day off, you're getting a day off, you know? But to be sick and then not get a day off? Big oof. Well, at least you've got the weekend now. You can watch the Star Warses that I've reminded you about. Big oof. The biggest of oofs. Okay. What Star Wars are you going to be watching? You said you're going to keep watching them, so where are you up to and where are you going? Yeah? That'll be tomorrow night as well. Jedi Fallen Order? Because a new one, Jedi... whatever the next one's called, just came out. I don't know what to make of Jedi Fallen Order. Like, I definitely don't dislike it, but it's, I don't know, it's not yet quite as good as everyone seems to be making it out to be. Maybe that's because I'm discovering I'm not big into the kind of Souls-like games. I'm not sure. Yes, well, they've re-added it at this point. I saw it was in, at least they have on PC. I saw it in the Xbox app. Either this afternoon or yesterday, I can't remember. But it's still around. Okay, let's jump into Forza. And, in the road. So when you said I want to keep watching Star Wars, you meant you wanted to keep watching me play Star Wars specifically. Okay. Well, you're just gonna have to wait another 24 hours, and then we'll be back into the Wars of Stars. Let's think. What did I get up to? I got Force Push. We pretty much ended it there. Got Force Push, and then I don't think we made it back to the ship after that, but I can't remember.
Press A.
It was so long ago. It was like a bit over 48 hours ago. Took me there for a second of the game. Get that PC optimized. Baby. I need to reset my default spawn point game, I realize. because it will be spawning back in the rally world again. Oh, that's right, there's the there's that circle, the NASCAR style track at Stadium. Yeah, so we'll have a look at that as well.
Welcome back, comrade.
Thanks for having me. Oh, let's travel to Mexico now. Well, more central Mexico. But I'm pretty sure we're still in Mexico currently. Just a different part of Mexico. Away from all the hubbub of the Forza Horizon Festival proper. Back to your point about Quantum Break making an appearance again on Game Pass. I will be looking to add that to the old queue. Have a look at that at some point in the near future. So I continue my quest to
comrade.
introduce the channel to all things Remedy developed. Alright, what cars are we rocking? Okay, range of cars. V700 if I have. You can do a lot with V700. And we own all of the options. Maybe I was just more forgiving of it, but I feel like I was about the same when I played it. Yes, that's. Or we can jump into that, the other one. Or the Sirocco, actually. Sirocco or PNG Tuber? I think the Sirocco, I quite like that. I don't know if you saw in kind of related Game Pass news, the acquisition of Activision was knocked, at least temporarily, knocked back by the English regulators for Xbox. Which is interesting. They say they still want to get it done, so I guess they're going to try again. Ooh, single exhaust pipe down the middle. Do that one. Great. No, I don't know what to think about it either. I mean that I'm kind of interested, but I don't think I'm that fussed. We'll leave it front wheel drive. Yeah, they're getting really annoyed, which is curious. I am a little bit suspect of companies just buying up all of the things. Like what Disney is kind of, well, has done and is kind of doing by like buying Fox Studios and Star Wars and like what Lucasfilm in general. I don't like the idea of this kind of concentration of media. I'm just going to go back to the festival playlist to see if we can figure out what kind of tires we want to go. How did Xbox one up PlayStation? Well, it's showing on tarmac. Assume it's tarmac. Yeah, I mean, that's always the dangerous thing when any of those companies go to court, because then all of the receipts get read out. Well, not necessarily go to court, but you know, I guess it is a somewhat of a court process because those things have been revealed and there is a bit of back and forth in it, but yeah, it's a bit dangerous for both sides. Go metallic, and we'll go for a green because it's the Sirocco and that's what the concept car was in. We'll go for a slightly yellowy base, a slightly bluey top. Take the saturation down a bit, both. Yeah, nice and colorable at least. Go for carbon fiber wings. I overshot. I wanted that one. And we'll go for black tires. By tires make rims. I mean, that is the tune that gets you the most results, right? Just straight up hacks. Ugh. The old fart reverb. Oh, that was just the new oval that getting introduced. We should have a look at that after done our task. Fine. Okay. Currently, the game wants us to look at it.
100 meters. Turn left.
That is an incredibly good question, and I don't have in any way adequate answer. The reason is because I'm a bit lazy. And if I leave something for too long, like that, then my mind... what's the phrasing I'm looking for here? My mind sets up as the default state for that thing. That would make sense, like there's not a terrible idea. I could probably get away with turning off all of the drift and the speed zones, for example, nothing else. But I never use those, or at least don't even navigate to those via the map.
400 meters. Turn sharp left.
So we got pretty radical understeer. We look at that. Amber. Go in, increase the cost flow.
Who likes good news? Everyone?
Thank you, Blobfish.
Then good news, everyone!
Glad you like what you see. Welcome on in. I'm always excited to have the first of any name in the chat.
Turn sharp left.
How has your week been, or is going, depending where you are?
In 400 meters. Turn right.
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. It's 8:30 or so on a Friday night.
Turn
Work
right.
is finished for the week. I'm doing quite well.
In 100 meters.
That's good to hear.
Turn right.
Alright, so this is what the game wanted to show us so desperately. Enter the correct way so that Anna doesn't have a fit.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, they probably should. Oh no, we're getting ganged up on. Multiple fart reverbs. Nervous. Okay, so we've got the sweet burnout zone, we've got the NASCAR track, we've got the even sweeter donut zone. Well, thank you very much, game, for showing me that. I was and am very excited. So, after we've done that, we're just gonna quickly sit here. I don't think this is going to be the fastest Sirocco in Forza Horizon 5 by any stretch of the imagination, but I am relatively confident it's one of the better looking Siroccos. That centered exhaust pipe at the back. Oh boy! Good looking stuff. And the carbon spoilers, the side skirts. He's just an aggressive looking car, this Sirocco. It is a shame it kind of died a death. It didn't really have a spot in the Volkswagen lineup.
I don't know how good TTS is, so let's test.
Well, it read that alright.
My sprinkler goes like this. And comes back like it.
Okay, it's pretty good, I think. It's pretty good. I'm glad that works. Wow, Blob, burning him up, huh? Burning up the Sirocco. I mean, I would say it's principally a city car. A car that you know, drive around in the city. And half of the battle there is to look fast. Because you're never going to be really, at least in Australia, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be going over 70 kilometers an hour. So as long as you look fast going 70 k's, you're doing alright. I'm surprised they killed the Sirocco. I would have really liked them to just put like a Golf R in it and like internals instead of the Sirocco on top. Yeah, that's basically the top speed in New South Wales at least of most urban roads. Sometimes if you're on the motorways or whatever, obviously it'll be going 100, 110. But for the most part, at least in my daily life, my top speed is about 70. Well, at least we've got the understeer somewhat sorted out. Hey, another green Sirocco. Oh. Maybe we didn't have the understeer sorted out as I thought we did.
A roll for train goes
I think you needed to put some commas in the woo-woo, but otherwise, fantastic. The other thing is you've got the different voices in the TTS. I'm pretty sure I put a link to the redeem for it, so you can read how it works. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I might play around with the cost. Might adjust it somewhat. You've also found the free fart reverb, huh? Why do I doubt that fellow, the player in front of us, Phase Breakfast 7124, he's actually a member of the Phase clan. Yeah, I am realizing that right now. I'm going to need to do some work on the old stream economy, as it were. My triumphant statement of having solved the understeer issue is incorrect. Yeah, I'm going to put a VAT or a GST on the fart reverb, sorry. 10% tax. Now that I've threatened you, it's just, you're just going to be using it desperately to try and get your money's worth. What do you mean a big day? For your colon? Like, is it a big day in a germane way to the farting, or what? That concerns me, Wolf. Yeah, Antonio. I don't think so. Like, would the brand name be Vesto, or is that all model name? Blob. I'm still waiting, Wolf. Okay, interesting. I mean, I'm not going to be fixing the stream economy just yet. Oh, there's probably something I'll be doing after we finish up here. Like, probably tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, depending how sleepy tired I am. How desperate I am for the old Kong shoe. It's not too bad if I don't. If I kind of just let go of the throttle to go around the corner, it's not terrible. So you think it should be higher than 91 times? Maybe you just aren't fart reverbing as much as you think you are. Maybe you need to come to terms with the fact that you've got rookie numbers for the fart reverb. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way, but yeah, you know, you have to find it eventually, right? Alright, chat. We might actually have to redo this trial because things are not looking good. Mr. Phase Raquis 7124 is bringing dishonor to the Phase clan by coming in 10th place, despite somehow being signed to one of the more well-known esports brands. That gets me a little bit every time. Even though there's no reason for it to get me, because we're like in the middle of sunny Mexico, driving along at like 167. What's the Babadook gonna do or whatever? Just jump out and get hit by a car? Ooh, spooky. Yeah, well, at least at this point, as far as we know, he hasn't, or they haven't, I should presume, partaken in a crypto scam, so they are the smartest Phase clan member in that sense. No, they are dropping like flies. I'm normally not one to encourage someone to drop out. I'm definitely more of the opinion that you should stay in a lobby till the very end. But if Liu 6595 left, I think we'd actually get a W. And they are a long way away as well. Is that a real Phase clan member, or are we just dropping the retard slow? Because I wouldn't put it past Phase to have a chap called that. They seem like a weird bunch. I have not encountered any sort of Phase content ever, I don't think. I think the only time I've actually encountered Phase clan stuff is from reaction channels taking the piss out of them. Well, I appreciate your judgment there, Wolf, in terms of not trying to get my channel banned. I thank you in advance. Interesting. Hold on. I asked to join a trial. Thank you. I wonder where the countdown is going. I must have not pressed the A button despite pressing the A button. Info bars. Up a touch. I mean, gamers full stop are a bunch. I don't think there's much more one can say other than that. Gamers are a bunch. They are some of the people of all time. Clever. There's the old reliable username of just giving your Twitch ID or whatever. Twitch.tv / Commander Jow or Commander Jow got like TTV or something like that. I don't think it's the car that's the problem. Then again, these ones are better handling. Slower acceleration though. Should we try out the Ford ST? does have worse braking though. We'll give the Scirocco one last try. If it messes up this time, get in the boot, and we'll go the Ford ST. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Got any big or exciting plans, Blob, for the weekend? Much planned? Much on? What are you watching? What are you reading? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I could have taken the Civic Type R. Would have taken the Civic Type R. Oh, that's an interesting orientation. Well, if you're feeling a bit too depressed, you can always come back here and hopefully feel less depressed. As long as you're not counting on me to win the race. In which case, well, you might be just as depressed. Yep, that's the lineup, alright. Yeah, that would be a little bit of a downer, huh? I can see that might put a dampener on your spirits. Well, that's not too bad then. Can we get on the podium? Yes, we can. Those hedges slow you in so much. It is a little bit annoying. Probably to discourage people from going bush bashing in cars not really meant to, i.e. a Scirocco. But still, it's annoying. When you just nick them on the side of the road, it's like, oh. But it's not as bad as those kind of rock walls they have. In some locations, those are the absolute worst for killing your speed. The low ones that are just kind of like individual rocks laid down to kind of demarcate a garden area, but that's about it. Not much else in terms of actually like keeping people out or anything. Welcome in. How are you this morning? How's the cold treating you today? I haven't thought about that song in a long while, Wolf. I'm terrible with music because... Oh, I popped it up right at the end. Oh well. There goes the podium finish. Oh, well done. I find my music mostly through visual media, or I relate it to visuals. So half of my like liked or favorited songs are from trailers or whatever. Or TV shows or movies outright. Wow. 20 seconds, that's a comfortable victory. Very comfortable. That's the thing, I don't really listen to artists per se, or an album. I will like pick and choose like one or two songs here and there from excuse me, the week's catching up with me all of a sudden. From like a range of artists, but I don't have an artist necessarily where I'm just waiting, like for the new Taylor Swift album to drop or the new Beyonce album to drop. Yeah, I've got a weird way of kind of doing music, I guess. I feel like you may have mentioned it before on the stream, Shadow, but what are your go-tos then, if they're not the more modern stuff? What do you listen to? Come on, buddy. Probably because of when I grew up and the age of my mother. I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock and pop. So, like the Beatles, the Monkees, Elton John, and all of that kind of stuff. Because that was what was played on the radio station. And, you know, I didn't have a Walkman. I think I first saw a Walkman when I was in year 6. And I think even then they were a little bit kind of blasé. I think the iPod had just arrived when I was in year 6. That would have been in 2003 or 4. I think it was a little bit before the iPod then. No, it can't have been, because I remember the iPhone 4 turning up when I was in year 9 or 10. The iPod must have been around for a while at that point. Black metal, 80s, 90s, synthwave, heavy metal, list goes on. Cool. I don't think I've really listened to much. I haven't listened to much metal, certainly. I'm definitely more of a gentle persuasion when it comes to music than heavy metal. Outside of a few examples here and there. Dust in the lead. Oh, look, they're all there. There's a whole mess of Fiestas and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the same with almost all music, right? That if you dig deep enough, it just branches off like crazy. It's all a question of how broad you are in your categorization. And across the line. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Love a podium finish. Well, I must confess, this is my second time doing this race. The first time I got a real dunger of a team, unfortunately. Also, I think I should have chosen the Mini Cooper. Because the Mini Cooper had a lower starting PI level. So I could have done a bit more in terms of upgrading it. But as I said to someone earlier in the stream, the Sirocco just looks faster, in my opinion. Just looks sporty. What else are we doing? Rally stuff? Corvette stuff? Yeah, we'll do that. That's back at base camp. Okay, I might actually be bothered to do it then. It's fine.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
It's fine. Go with the roll.
Recalculate.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Yeah, that is relatively straightforward then. I mean, we might need to take it to the panel data a bit,
Turn left.
but otherwise it's fine.
Turn left.
Okay, let's have a look at this Corvette 02. Chevrolet? I reckon just a hammer, maybe a kettle to slightly soften up the plastic so you can pop it out a little bit easier. It'll be fine. Good as new. You could put a diesel in here. That'd show us who's boss. Having a diesel. Leave it as is for now. Don't particularly want to put a spoiler in you. Excellent. That's good news for you, because I know you're a bit of a completionist when it comes to your accolades. Give me the biggest tires you've got. Let's just sport will do, I think. Excellent. As I said before, I am a big fan of that expansion. It was quite good in terms of the tracks that it introduced to the races and what have you. I don't know if I consider it the same if I had to have paid for it and, like, therefore noticed how much I paid for it. Hip and left. Just yank the steering to the left. Yeah, I would have really loved it if the map was somehow integrated into standard Mexico. But alas. I understand why it needs to happen because of memory limits and what have you. But I do find that it is a big hindrance for me to actually partake in the expansion by having it outside of the regular map. We had a brief look at it, but after we've done the events, I want to have a better look at it. That was a Corvette. Kind of yellow, right? Make ours orange. Yeah, I've seen some footage of people driving around in it, and it does catch them out a little bit. I'm quite impressed at like the detail and the level of stuff they did there. Well, you're right. It is probably a bit smaller than it should be if it was going to be like regulation size. Get some custom rims on this bad boy. Oh, the lag. Too many rims for my computer to handle. Yes, I saw that on the thing. I didn't think that was... At first I didn't know that was actually part of the race. I thought it was like a event lab thing they were doing. But that's a very cool touch. And black wheels. Lovely. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't be, but I just figured it didn't seem normal for a race to have it, so I figured it must have been some sort of event lab thing. It'd be hard to do, but it would be cool if they made it possible for you to do event lab showcase events.
Right.
I am too, actually, now that you say that.
You have arrived
I'm very surprised. Because you're right, that's the kind of thing that kind of makes perfect sense to be in
at the
there.
next Horizon Arcade event will begin shortly.
Welcome on in, Swag Lord.
Enjoy.
I'm glad that you're here. How has your week been so far? And how is your day, morning, evening, lunch, whatever it is going? Wherever you may be in the world. Yeah, it would. That's kind of tangential dressings, I guess you'd call them, for a race. Like, it's like the crowds, right? You don't need them necessarily for it, but it just makes it feel a lot more real if they are there. Oh, I also heard about that bug. A kind of 1.5 year bug. just got that thing. Wow, everyone has a spoiler but me. Well, I've had that forever. Because I figured being an Australian streamer, no one is going to know where I am in terms of time and space. So I might as well help them out at least a little bit by giving a time and date in the bottom left. That's alright. It's not like I call attention to it anyway. It's more hidden away, and if you know what you're talking about, you can see it. Yeah, I think so. It's about noon there. It's 9 PM over here. Yeah. Well, now you're going to inspire me. We'll put in some like practical jokes or something. Some very small memes around the place. I think I'm 9 hours ahead of you. Because are you guys on daylight savings now, Shadow? Because back when I was on daylight savings time, and I suspect you weren't, I think we were then like 11 hours apart, maybe? Yeah, ours changed, yeah, ours would have changed on the 1st of April, I think. 1st or 2nd of April. So I'm pretty sure daylight savings changes the week before, the weekend, the Sunday morning, specifically before Easter. At least in New South Wales. Well, in all of the eastern states that do daylight saving. Which is all of them except for Queensland. Because it's a state thing rather than a... That is kind of exactly the opposite argument for... No, that is the argument actually. That is the exact argument that some people used to make for... not doing daylight saving. They would argue that it was going to sun bleach your curtains because you'd be using them a lot more often. And depending who you talk to, that's why Queensland doesn't do daylight saving. In part to protect their curtains. Frankly, I prefer regular time as opposed to daylight savings time. It just feels more natural, despite the fact that time is a somewhat inherently natural concept. In terms of, like, there's no inherent reason why now is 9 PM here. See, there you go. Wolf agrees.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Change any earring. Can we get a bit more speed out of it though? A little bit. Change the camera a touch. Tow it out. Touch. Increase the capacity. Yeah, avoiding it getting sun damaged.
In 200 meters, turn right. In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination. have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, commissions are not cheap at all. And then you've got to print it off and all that stuff. Unless it's a physical commission, in which case it's going to be even more money. I'm just going to quickly get a drink, chat. I'll be back in a sec. I am driven to drink sometimes. It's been a long week. Wolf, don't judge me. I'll drink as much water as I want. I got that 1.5 gear glitch again. Because they've got spoilers, at least in part, we are quicker than them in a straight line. Yeah, it seems that it's not uncommon. Like, Shadow's referencing it there. I saw it on a YouTuber who was having a look at the Hura-can STO. It seems it's quite common. I don't know if it's like a universal thing or if it's just some people get lucky, some people don't thing. I don't know. Oh, that's cool. Real power move on the car's part though. You know what? We're not going forward. We're going to go backwards. What do you think about that, huh? That's a real way to show the driver who's actually in charge. Actually, yes, that happened to me. Now that you say that, Wolf, when I left the garage in this car, it was in reverse or anything. I thought it was because I had absent-mindedly pressed the X key to change gears down, but no, it was probably that glitch you were talking about. Now, I don't know if it's what I did in the tuning menu, but we are not doing as well as we were on that racetrack. I'm going to say third is acceptable. We'll see if that comes back to bite me in the butt. Maybe I'm just being optimistic. But I feel like that is the kind of issue where you can't just say, yeah, we're working on it. See, look, there you go. Just went into reverse then. And the controller down and everything.
Turn around when it's safe to do
Weird.
so. In 400 meters, turn right.
Huh. This is the first time I've had a bug from the update. At least one that I've actually noticed. I wonder what's doing it.
You have arrived at your destination.
Did you think it would be something wrong with the, I don't know how like they program it obviously, but to do with like the transmission intelligence or whatever. I wonder if it happens in automatic. Just have to gear up a little bit early. In that first gear. Have to gear up twice. Well, that's the thing, you might not even notice it. So if only you had the like physics system from GTA 4, you would have really gone front. That would have been brilliant. No, I mean, obviously it would be as... It'd be difficult for it to be as obvious in auto mode, because if the computer didn't, like saw that it hadn't geared up, it could have just geared up again, like in a fraction of a second before we even noticed. But it would just be interesting going through like the diagnostics, seeing if it had geared up twice at the kind of first and second, like I had to do at the beginning of the race. Excuse me. Yeah, if Euro Truck Simulator accidentally threw you into reverse at random points. I need to do a Euro Truck or an American Truck Simulator stream at some point. Put the driving real test. What were you modding in? Just like textures or model stuff? Well, I guess what can you mod in is the other question. Okay. Impressive. For which one? For Euro or for American truck out of curiosity? Okay. I was partly asking because I don't know how much interoperability there is between the mods and what have you, because it doesn't look like they're too different in terms of the engine and what have you, the game. But I don't know for sure. Because American is newer than Euro Truck Simulator. I think. Even though they're still putting out updates to Euro Truck. Okay. I'm just hoping that there's going to be a car that will work for this track, this race. Yeah, that would be really rewarding, seeing your effect on the world around you. I know it's not quite the same, but one of my favorite things about like Tycoon and city builders or management games is just like watching the thing that you made, the intersection or the roller coaster or whatever it is. Just watching it operate and seeing it work. Very cool. Well, I mean, game modding is fantastic for a lot of games because it really can bring the game to life, or what are the point? Just keep it from dying.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Like if you think back to the original DayZ, when it was just a mod for Arma 2, that totally revitalized the game.
200 meters, turn right. Turn right.
To the point where they were putting stickers on the game saying, hey, this is what you need to play the DayZ mod. It's not the... That's the... Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Steam Workshop for House Flipper is not particularly exciting. I think it's just images, like different
200 meters,
pictures that you can put up.
turn sharp left.
Or at least it was last I looked. I'd be a lot more interested if it was things like different bridges and stuff. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was thinking about another game. Because I have encountered some Steam Workshops where it is just like retextured like pictures or something like that. It's like, oh okay, well, it's not super exciting. Just pull into this house then. Closer than the festival. go. Find some rally monsters. Who knows? Maybe they would have liked it. Be like, oh, that's tasteful. The RS200 does sound very tempting. That is the Civic Coupe. But I think the RS200 is probably the most rally monster on here. But you could probably do quite a bit with the Opel Mantra. In terms of getting it up to spec. Let's give it a shot. Let's take on the challenge. Start by increasing the rear downforce, getting some flaps on it. We won't put on more lights. We won't do that either. Not done. I'm gonna go rear wheel drive, that's foolish. We'll go rally tire. Big boys at the back. Rear will nicely spaced. Yeah, I mean, S1 is probably a little bit too fast for a rally car, if we're honest with ourselves. Rear roll cage is in order. Oh, we can put on turbo with anti-lag. Get those gunshots happening at the back. Yeah, I mean, that's just part of the regulations, right? If it doesn't try and kill you in the corners, then it's not an actual Group B car. Yeah, we'll just power! What happens if we get rid of the spoiler? Go up slightly. Not enough to really warrant it though. That's got the biggest effect. Do the weight reduction. We didn't do that earlier. We'll change the rims and see if that does anything. But I don't think we're going to be able to get up to the whole 900, guys. I think we're going to be stuck slightly short of it. Which is a weird thing to be disappointed about. We're still going to go probably too fast for comfort. If we're honest. Because we do have probably too much power. Okay.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Where's the event at? Let's place the event. Is that the event? Yes.
In 400 meters, turn
Well,
right.
tarmac at least doesn't handle too badly.
Turn right.
That is disappointing because I feel like we had a pretty good run of event mode for a while there.
400 meters. Turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, that is a little bit dumb.
400 meters.
Unless it's some sort of
destination.
corner where you ride on the wall around it or something.
You have arrived at your destination.
If it's just a regular corner that you're meant to take regularly, then yeah, it's a bit foolish. Alright, let's see what we can do with this car. If we've broken it at all. Hopefully not. Thank you for slowing me down. That flashing light was actually annoying. Sorry. I'm sure it's a regulation thing, but still. Not a fan. I feel like we definitely have a repeated event that's before now, I don't think about it. I like that point straight. Like, I feel like we had one of the Japanese temple ones twice. Maybe I just played it twice, but I remember remembering it when I played it the second time. The most common racing line is running straight into a wall and hoping that slows you down. But it has been having at least modicum of success. Okay. Once we finish this race, we'll probably look at the event later. I mean, this championship. And I'll see if I recognize it. I'll probably recognize it when I open it up. I just don't from the description, sorry. That's not it. You think that's my fault?
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Wonder, do we go around a little bit? Back a touch. A little bit with alignment. Go in here. try and make it a bit more stable. Says not
The
quite
ride
knowing
to your
what he's doing,
destination.
but hoping that he might one day. Has anyone had a look at the... For some reason I was just thinking about... okay, here's the process. I was thinking about putting another engine in this car, thinking about the ability to replace the engines, thinking about how Gran Turismo had wide body kits on a lot of their cars, and like the animation that it does to do that. Thinking about why it is that you don't just have like Forza Motorsport body kits, wide body kits for almost all the cars, and then somehow swing back to Gran Turismo, and more specifically Gran Turismo VR. So that's the thought process that led up to this question. Yeah. Has anyone played Gran Turismo in VR on the PlayStation 5? It looks like it could be kind of interesting. I don't know if it's something that would agree with me and my constitution. Admittedly, it was in 3D space, but one time I was playing... I bought a cheap Windows Mixed Reality VR headset. And I was testing it out with a free game called, I think, City Taxi, Sky Taxi, something like that. It's a game where you play in one of those kind of futuristic worlds and you just kind of navigate around it. It's not really a game so much as it is like a stress test of your system and of your body and soul in terms of what you can deal with for VR. And I was fine with it. Right up until the moment I rolled the vehicle. Because it's like it's a flying taxi of sorts, so it's in 3D space. So when I say roll the vehicle, I mean like do a barrel roll of the vehicle. I just rotated it slightly to the left, if I remember correctly, and then my friend was like, "Whoa, buddy. That's a bit much. We can deal with pitch and yaw, but roll?" So then I had to lay down for a little bit. It wasn't even that dramatic. Like, I did not roll quickly. It wasn't like I was trying to dodge an incoming missile or something. I was just like, oh, let's just roll to the left a bit to look over the edge. I mean, it may have been just my terrible kind of consumption habits of not really eating properly and or perhaps more pertinently for this, drinking properly, so I may have been not as hydrated as I probably should have been. I think it's something, if I want to actually have a look at VR with a more serious eye, I need to more seriously look at how I kind of prepare for it. I don't think, at least to begin with, I don't think VR for me will be something, VR games in particular, will be something I can just kind of scrap on into and then dive into the cyber realm like I can in, say, a video game. I think it's something where I'll have to prepare myself. Perhaps meditate. First, consider the world and my place within it. Drink lots of water, and then jump. Excuse me. Rude. The nerve of something, huh? I have not watched Lawnmower Man. I need to. Or maybe not need to. I would like to. Sounds mildly interesting in a kind of goofy way. Those films or those stories or whatever, which go through and like showcase old conceptions of what like future technology and life would be are always fascinating. Yes, and Pierce Brosnan is always a winner. He was my favourite Bond, Mr. Brosnan. Possibly because it was my mother's. Probably didn't hurt. The Equation. But yeah, it was always my favourite. Tomorrow Never Dies. That's my favourite Bond by a long shot. Some of Brosnan's stuff before he became Bond. Just to see kind of like the young Pierce Brosnan that's all about. Yeah, but he did kind of earn the role. Oh yes, I think I've seen that in kind of old magazines where they're selling the box set of those kind of programs. I feel like I remember that name. I'll be curious to see who's going to be the next James Bond. I'm not entirely certain who it would be. People calling for like Idris Elba to be James Bond, and I think it would have been fantastic, but unfortunately I think he's a little bit too old at this point. Yes, I did. I did hear that Jerry Springer had passed. It also reminded me that he existed. No offense to Mr. Springer, but I forgot he existed until I realized that he had died. It definitely was it definitely was one of the shows. It's got such a huge cultural impact as well, that show. Yeah, Maury as well. They had relatively similar programs, didn't they? I mean, it's amazing when you think about it that you and an Englishman know what is basically a glorified talk show. But it was so much more than that. It was a lot more theatre. Your traditional talk show or interest story show. I don't know if we ever got Jerry Springer and stuff, but around 12 o'clock or so, we'd get, depending on what channel you're on, we'd get like Oprah, Dr. Phil, The Ellen Show, like all of the bigger ones, I guess, that were more popular. Or more conventionally popular. Hey look, there I am just doing a sick wheelie on the stand, breaking out the hydraulics. We've got that Carolina squat, is it? The thing that some Southern Americans do to their trucks to lift them up the front and squat them at the back. Oh, you tried to go in reverse there. Alright, well, we've got the Lambo. That's nice. Alright, we'll start with the Windy City. And then we'll have a look at the Mulgi outskirts. The name sounds familiar, you're right. But I wonder if that might be because...
Turn around, and it is safe to do so.
Maybe I just played it independently. Getting something a bit quicker. And a bit easier to handle. Something a bit classier, a bit more James Bond. I think there's a whole series of the Mulgi, however you pronounce it, event lab, so I don't think, it may just be that it's a sequel or whatever you want to call it. And the previous one was Mulgi City or something like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the pronunciation of... Oh! That's going to affect the resale value. Speaking of James Bond films, I need to have a look at the latest James Bond film. Nailed that, Trista. That's alright. Wasn't planning on doing that either. That's a bit of metal in the old face.
In 400 meters, turn sharp left.
Use the loops like they're meant to be used. I'll just get some, like, render that you put on the outside of the house. Get some of that. A mortar and spackle. Put it on the side. Grand Touring, this is. Grand Touring at 380k almost. I would imagine it would also like really gunk up any seams or folds or kind of more intricate details though as well.
Recalculating route.
I'd like to say there's probably a reason why it hasn't been used as a car paint, but the reason might just simply be that it's too expensive for them to do it. And it cuts into their profit margin.
In 400 meters, you will arrive
I remember
at
they
your
tried
destination.
Golf Ball one, but I don't remember that one. And again, I wasn't as avid a Mythbusters watcher as some of my friends.
You have arrived at your destination.
I think of some other ones that I saw. I didn't see too many. One that really stuck with me was the idea that pirate captains would have two good eyes, but keep an eye patch over one of them. So if they needed to go below deck to fight someone, they could just swap it over, and then one eye would already be adjusted to no light and kind of have night vision from the get-go rather than having to wait for your eyes to adjust. And it's something that I've definitely kind of taken to heart, for lack of a better term. I will often, at night for example, if I need to go to the bathroom to get a drink or whatever, I will have like one eye closed. Kind of preserve night vision for when I need to navigate back. I used it to great effect when I was playing Cutthroat Mafia with some friends from church at someone's place. And the way Cutthroat Mafia works, if you ever played the game Mafia, it's one of those games where you each get given a role. It's kind of like a IRL version of Among Us. That's probably the easiest way to describe it if you haven't played it before. So you're in a house, and basically, instead of having tasks to do, it's not that sophisticated. You just kind of need to survive. And then there's a couple of mafiosos, and they need to kill you. And they do that by slicing by in theory slicing your neck or whatever, like just with your finger or whatever. And then obviously their objective is to get away with it, and the other people's objective is to discover who it is and vote them off. It's often also done, I think there's another version of it called Werewolves, which I haven't played in like IRL, but like Mafia is more traditionally played on like a rounded table, and there'll be like a DM of sorts who may or may not be playing as well, and then they'll deal cards around, for example, and every red card, let's say, is a villager or a citizen, and then every black card is a werewolf or a mafioso. And it's not going to be like a regular deck where there's as many red as there are black. It'll be like Among Us where there's 3 bad guys to your 7 good guys or whatever. But yeah, that's where Mythbusters had an actual effect on me. The rocket car one was also quite cool. and the what were those two? The one where they blew, oopsie daisy, they blew up the cement mixer. I can't remember what the hell they were doing with it, or like why they were blowing it up. But it looked cool. And the one where they overpressurized the hot water heater. Yeah, it just ceased to exist. The one where they overpressurized the water heater to like 1,000 times the recommended rating of PSI. And it shot through their dummy house at the top. Very cool. I don't remember that one, sorry. Did they use powdered coffee cream or something to create a fire? It sounds very cool, but also very unsafe, just kind of televised. New car. Dairy creamer, air cannon, and ignition. Sick. Yeah, because it would have basically become a thermobaric device at that point. An explosive device where it doesn't need to have an oxidizer or like oxygen supply provided to it. It just uses the ambient air to fuel the reactor. Oh, that's civilized. They're right next door to each other. Oh, we're in reverse. So it seems I do reverse when I'm in the open world, and I do 1.5 gears when I'm in a race.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
No. Thank you, Sergeant.
In 400 meters, turn right.
You got any big plans for the weekend, Shadow? Or are you still relatively kind of
In
not quite
200
bed-ridden,
meters,
but
turn
couch-ridden, I
right.
guess? Yes, I forgot about that one. That one was interesting too.
Turn right.
Oh, and there was another one involving
100
water,
meters.
because I think it was to do
You
with
will
like,
arrive at your destination.
what was it? Like, somehow it was related to someone, because it was misbus. There's obviously
arrived at your
explosives
destination.
involved. I think someone was doing that kind of joke thing of fishing with like dynamite. And I think they were testing the theory that killed himself or something, like how it was something like how far away you could be from the concussive waves of an explosion underwater. Because as we all know from the Dam Busters film, an explosion is transferred more effectively underwater than it is in the air. Oh, that's always the coolest part. I distinctly remember, I think the first time I properly saw a shockwave like that was the cement truck blowing up. I don't know if that's just because that was one of the first episodes of Mythbusters that I actually properly watched, fully, because I think, if I remember correctly, at least over here, it was shown on cable TV, which we didn't have. So it was shown on a government channel, SBS, but it was at a weird time where Mum wanted to watch something instead. And you know, I wasn't that wed to it. And I think Top Gear was on later, so I kind of traded Mythbusters for Top Gear, if I remember correctly. So I didn't watch it as much as some of my friends did. But seeing the shockwaves happen, and particularly if it's at the right, like the camera that is in the right position, and seeing both the shockwave move through the air, but then also the shadow of that shockwave moving through the air on the ground as well. Very cool. Yes, we have definitely done this track before. I distinctly remember this particular element. Oh, I don't remember doing that last time. I mean, that just reminds me of the slow-mo guys as well. Obviously less, what's the word? Kind of explosive. But still, I think there is some, I don't know why, there is some inherent fascination that I have, at least, I don't want to speak for everyone, when it comes to slow-mo footage. Or just slow-mo thing. Like, if I could play a game entirely in bullet time, for example, I don't think I'd say no necessarily. Or maybe not entirely in bullet time, but have the option to put bullet time at any time. Not just have it limited to like some sort of cooldown effect. Yeah, right? Like there's so many, when you slow it down to that point, there's so many different things that are just in no way observable at a regular frame rate, whatever that might be. I mean, it's not quite determined that I don't know if it's well known what the human eye can perceive in terms of FPS. I mean, you can definitely see that I can definitely see that 30 FPS is not as smooth as 60 FPS. But I don't know where, like, limited returns turn up in terms of FPS. And our ability to perceive. Because our brains are funny things, right? Because you can get away with... And I guess it also depends on what you're doing. You can get away with, like, 12 FPS, effectively. If you're watching a movie and it's stop motion. But back to, tangentially, we'll come back to the topic at hand. My favourite of the slow-mo guys was the one where they went to the, I think it was in England. And they were in some sort of wave test device. And they could, it was a weird wave tester where it could, it was like in a ring. In a deep pool in a ring, so it could like make the water jump out in like a giant cone. The kind of thing you see when you jump in or you drop something in a pool and the water goes after it goes through. And they positioned the slow-mo camera so it was like right above it, and just you could see it kind of just before it went up. The water went down one last time, and there was like I don't know if it was painted on or if it was just a grid caused by the tiles, but you could see it blends dramatically as the water moved, and it was, to me, it kind of looked like some sort of hyperspace or faster than light engine coming online and seeing the world around you gravity lens somewhat as you entered hyperspace. It was very cool. Get some wheel spins under the belt. Get some super wheel spins under the belt. Hooray, a G-Wagon, sorry. Well, I've heard it's in part because the human... I guess it was described weirdly. The human mind is a biological computer, so it can kind of take shortcuts that regular computers shouldn't be able to or can't take. Like, apparently if you've got a regular watch, and like with a second hand in particular, and you look at it, like you turn your eyes to your left or your right and you look at it, and you turn your eyes to the right and the back. If you do it quickly, but not necessarily instantaneously, it will show the same second on the clock, because there's the time, the image has been repeated. It's weird. The mind does crazy stuff. Alright, let's try out the Hura-can. That's why we got the 20 points. There you are, Lamborghini. Yeah. Or like, it's definitely something that I would have happen. Because the bathroom at my parents' place, the toilet in particular, had white tiles and then a kind of beigey brown grout in between them. And if you looked at it at the floor for long enough, you would see, you know, the stereotypical like dots turning up at the intersections of the tiles, and just kind of, you couldn't quite pin it down. Truth be told, chat, I don't have any particular interest in this vehicle right here. Yeah, it's fascinating. I'd love to know the history of it. Like how people came up with some of those optical illusions. I mean, I know it's probably not super like strenuous research that went into it, but I love those moments where like someone goes, "Hey, this is weird. Huh? What's up with that?" Yeah, what is it? Two people kissing, or a candlestick? Old or young woman? Those classics. Then to jump back into the Sirocco. Do some work on that instead. Oh yeah? Like, are you saying that new illusions just dropped? Oh, yeah, MC Escher. I don't know if those are illusions strictly. Are they? I don't know. I think they walk the line. I would consider an illusion or an illusory drawing be something that. No, actually, I'm trying to think. You got me there. Does MC Escher do illusions or not? I wonder if. I guess he does in the same way that the old woman, young woman, duck or rabbit is an illusion. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You're right. But yeah, Escher's stuff is always crazy. You know, the impossible staircases going every which way. The triangular aqueduct that turns around back on itself. I'll take a drink just for you. Stay healthy, but. Ah, yes, classic. I forgot about that one. Oh, I think I was getting. For some reason, I was getting MC Escher and Salvador Dali conflated. I don't know why. Okay, what can we do to you? Get the Turbo Rally from Massacres. Yeah, more surrealist, you're right. Or we can finally get some better wheels. Get semi-slicks. Some anti-lag on this bad boy. Good old air filter in there. Does that reduce the head? Yeah. Now that is not an artist I'm familiar with. I imagine they're Polish, just given their name. Oh yeah, this fella. Kind of somewhat creepy alien kind of, yeah. Interesting stuff. Not stuff I'd necessarily not stuff I'd want to have on my own wall per se. But stuff that would be very interesting in like a concept art book for sure. But there's a reverse gear. Let me do what I often do to this Sirocco. I'm gonna drive train swap it. This is the garage. I feel like that's how you know you're into a winner when it comes to those kind of bizarre hellscapes. If it looks good as a metal cover, you're probably on the right track. It feels better. A800 on the dot. See how this handles now. She's rear wheel drive. The answer will probably be terribly. Too bad. I think I had my... No, I had the Golf R Horizon 4 Ferrari, and I think the Hura-can was for on-road stuff. I think we can probably look at the line map a little bit. Increase the anti-roll a little. So it does over-rotate a little. Decrease that a little. I got raptured.
You have arrived at your destination.
Who likes good news, everyone? Then good news,
Maybe crash
everyone.
flop 120, but I will forgive you this once. Welcome on in. Glad you like what you see. How has your day been so far? Maybe. I didn't check the skies, but you might be right. And again, he could have also disguised himself from the crowd members. I wouldn't put that past our good friend Crypto. Oh, we can probably stretch that out a touch. Okay, maybe not as much as I thought. Why is 5th gear so small? Ah, classic. The old test and tune. I'm going to make 5th gear a little bit more sensitized. What in particular are you testing and or tuning? What? Oh! And that's why I was tempted to put in the full body, the full roll cage. They're very hittable, those rocks, aren't they? Extremely hittable rock. Sleeper Durango. Nice. Yeah, let's try and get in current car. Yeah, a bit of understeer, a bit too much power, and then you're suddenly upside down. Accidental fast travel. For me, at least, the Volkswagen Scirocco has a place in my heart because it was the first time that I encountered well, specifically the Volkswagen Scirocco concept car, was the first time that I encountered a digital driver's display. I didn't see it in the flesh, but I saw photos in, I think, Top Gear magazine when it came out. And it had a traditional driver's dash with the kind of two rings, the two cylinders, sorry. One would contain the tachometer and the other the speedometer. Except in this case, one of them contained a GPS image, and the other one contained the rest of the information that was needed for the car. And I was like, that's really cool. And every car that I designed since then had that kind of thing on it. To it just made sense to have the DPS closer to eye line. Because I think the Audi TT does something similar. It doesn't have a center console screen. It's all done through the digital dashboard, if I remember correctly. So having never been in one, this is all projection. Oh, for flip's sake, I do the same thing again. Probably gonna get the W on this one, huh? Yeah, it is. It's gotta be. That's the second time it's gotta be tonight. And we've only been live for 2 hours. Pretty poor form on my part. Interestingly, it's been in the same car both times. Yeah, it's just a dangerous stretch of road, that part. Because you're right, if you go wide on that stretch of road, then you'll, or if you go too narrow as well, you'll encounter those railway supports, and then like ground all the time. So that Skyline GTR was too embarrassed to lose to Scirocco, so they let cringe. I don't know why I'm so focused. It's not like I'm gonna suddenly get the W out of nowhere. It's like Pilot Ninja 11's is watching me, so they're gonna tell me off for saying it's just a game. How it's a weak mindset to have or whatever. So I am disappointed that I don't make it to the finish line. But I get close enough that I can see it. That's probably the worst part. Oh! Quick view of the underneath of the map. Looks very nice. Well put together. I don't know why. Probably not great. Oh, April. That's all. Thanks. Possibly not terrible. What do you have planned, Aurora? Are you cooking something up? In what capacity are you looking for it? Okay, I take it this is in a video game of some sort. Okay. Let me think about it. This is something that I've never done before. So it's a Coulson car, but it might not be the best car. Oh, ow, that's cool. Thank you, Sergeant. So what is the event that you're hosting for? Sounds like it's a pretty kind of professional setup. Said sorry, so hopefully they won't come after us. Some sort of bloodlust. But we're firmly in a battle for last place. This is not going well for me. Yeah, it's a curious decision, huh? And again, I'm not doing too much better in my Sirocco. Oh, it looks like it's going cross country. Oh, that's because he finished the race. Well, at least they crossed the line. That's a vast improvement over last time. Oh, okay. Interesting. There would be a time attack on the new map would be very cool. It's a very good map for that kind of thing. The loading time, so there's a little bit to be desired tonight. We're gonna go again, but in a different car. We get the James Bond car. Why don't we take one of our new caddies out for a ride? How long is the event as well, Aurora? Yeah, I'll think about it and I'll hit you up on the Twitch DM. Thank you for thinking of me though, that does mean a lot. Nice colour scheme in that car. Two Acura Integras. It's also luckily at a relatively respectable time, 8:30 AM. Wow, that's a commitment, huh? Yeah, well, it's important to know before I commit to it, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for putting in my local time as well, it's very considerate. This is probably one of the better sounding cars of the night, that's for sure. Bottom left, it is currently 10:30 or so, 10:32 to be precise. You're not the first one to discover that I'm going to flop in the bottom left. Apparently I do not ever do it very well. Where do you come from, small boy? Either by virtue of choosing the wrong cars or what, I don't know. Yeah, okay. contact you probably tomorrow my time. So are you going to be in the actual... Are you going to be kind of doing a more managerial role, commentating, or are you going to be racing for gold in the race? In the time attack, I should say. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Well, we finished. That's big. Not a huge bar to clear, I will concede. But we haven't been doing super well this stream. So compared to the other races, doing well. Yeah, okay. Well, it sounds like a pretty professional setup you've got going on. I take it this isn't your first rodeo. Well, no, it can't be, because you said that you previously had like a more volunteer cameraman force, and you're looking to basically kind of try and professionalize it a little bit. Yeah, I imagine that'll be a lot for them to deal with. Where are you, Aurora? It must be pretty early for you. Are you East, Pacific, Mountain, Central time? No, I think for things like that, you have to try and specialize so that people only have to do one thing. Be that worry about the shot, or worry about talking about what's happening in the shot, being a commentator. That gold looks nice. For the life of me, I don't know why I painted it gold, but it looks good. Apologies for the ads, chat. Such as life on Twitch. These are the ads now, we're at pre-roll ads. And my thinking is, on the off chance I get a raid, have an ad now prevents people that are raiding in or just joining to check out the channel from getting ads. I wonder why that is, Shadow. Maybe you got some sort of easier ad blocker or something. Well, thanks for looking. At first I thought, because you mentioned it, I've noticed that you can still hear what's happening during the ads before, and I was wondering if it was a VIP thing. But then I noticed that Wolf was also a VIP, could hear what was happening during the ads. So, I don't know. Must just be that sweet. Was it for the Flash? Oh. Or has the Batman come to DVD recently or something? I realized the other day that I don't watch a lot of unsubscribed channels on Twitch. So I watched my first unsubscribed channel in a long while, and I got a sex therapy ad. It was fun. I think there's definitely some waning interest, for lack of a better term, on the Marvel side of things for superhero movies. Welcome on in, Maggie, by the way. If you have just completed ads as well, I can now speak to you. It is definitely an oversaturated market. Superhero movies, there's a whole lot of them. Because Marvel puts out, what, at least 3 a year, I think. And then there's DC tries to put out one every now and then. But I think they're trying to get their ship a bit more in order. Put out more. Hey, there we go. You finally loaded. This is what I was waiting for. Alright, hell yeah. Do this. Sit up straight. Stretch out the neck a bit. Go. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole... what is it, the stereotypical absence makes the heart grow fonder thing, right? Well, it's definitely that. I mean, I mean, who is to blame, right? Disney's decided that they want to make as much money as possible, so they're going to have 3 or 4 Marvel movies every year. I mean, remember there was going to be a Star Wars movie every year until The Last Jedi and The Last Jedi and Solo kind of blew up in their faces to an extent. Oh, waffles do sound nice. Well, you enjoy your waffles, Aurora, and I'll be in touch. Get an extra waffle for me. I don't think I've ever had waffles for breakfast yet. I didn't when I went to America did I have waffles for breakfast. And now I can't have waffles for breakfast. Not easily at least, because of gluten intolerance. But I've missed my chance. Pancakes I've had quite regularly. We went through a period of time where Mum would make pancakes every Sunday for breakfast. That was lovely. Pancakes and maple syrup, pretty good. Pancakes and Nutella, arguably better. Son of a bitch. Oh my goodness, Aurora. I have nothing prepared for that because I didn't think that would happen. Thank you very much, Aurora, for the 200 bits. And I will be in contact. Enjoy the waffle. Ooh, that sounds good. Maybe a little bit of whipped cream. Real good. Except the thing is, I feel like crepes are more of a dessert than a pancake. And maybe that's just my kind of Anglosphere projection. Maybe in Gay Paris, crepes are more of a breakfast thing. You can also get crepes with what I would consider more savory things, right? Like bacons and what have you, as more of like a wrap style thing. Whereas I almost exclusively associate pancakes and crepes and waffles with sweet things. I don't really subscribe to the, I guess it's an American idea of the, bacon on the pancakes or with the pancakes. That just seems weird. Oh, that sounds really weird. Apart from the fact that I can't have the fried chicken because of the batter on it, unfortunately. Oh, absolutely. Can't attack on the plate. Yeah. No, it's one of those things, kind of like a deep fried Mars bar or whatever, where you're like, this is a heart attack on a plate. But I'd like to try it once. I don't think it'll be necessarily good. I don't know if I want to try it a second time. But it sounds like it could be nice to try once. But yeah, it does sound like a one-way... Oh, excuse me. A one-way a one-way ticket to Diabetes Town. We could break out the Sports 800. We haven't driven that in a while. Try that out. I feel like I unlock these cars and I'll play around with them for a week and kind of they'll be thrown on the proverbial scrap heap. You know? Yeah. I mean, I can understand that's not entirely Horizon's fault that this STO in particular has just been added to the game, because it's quite literally just shown up in the real world. And it is like the newest and therefore the best Hura-can. But it does get a bit ridiculous when you've got so many of the same car model. Oh, someone's got a bit of a network issue. Yeah. Because frankly, maybe it's my kind of Underground 2 routes, I only particularly care for the base model, or a baser model. It gets a bit complicated when you get to things like the Honda Civic Type R. I don't think I'd care for the Honda Civic, you know, SI or whatever. But when it comes to performance vehicles, I think it's the base model that is the one I care about more than the, you know, Evo or STO or, you know, whatever high-tech GTR race sports variant is. Yeah, because I think in part it's because I think that the base models almost always look better, because I'm not a particularly huge fan of spoilers, fixed spoilers or what have you on cars, if it can be avoided. I much prefer the cleaner look of a boot, of a boot without a spoiler. Wow, that was a long way to rewind here. And kind of like what I said before about city builder games and what have you, there's something cool about taking the stock car to the level of the performance GTR car. And being like, yeah, I made this one work. I think there's always going to be exceptions that prove the rule in my case, where there's just a car that just works with the spoiler, you know? But as a rule of thumb, I prefer the kind of active arrow that pops up at a certain speed. That one off the top of my head, I'll have to look at it. So we just drove past, in which case I missed it. Ah, yes, I think I know the one you're talking about now. I just like the cleaner look that kind of inherently comes from not having a spoiler. Smallest car on the track, I think. Almost certainly the lightest car. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about, I I guess how, what's the word I'm looking for? Like how well integrated it is into the design of the car. Same with, I mean, it's not a huge one obviously, but it's the same with the XJ220, right? It's got a little bit of a spoiler at the back, and without that, it just looks weird. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it.
Can you the lamp overlay is up?
Okay. No, it's a bit good for me, I think. Thank you so much, by the way. This is cool. Don't know how we got through that melee. At least they're giving me a little boost. Go faster. I think part of the reason I was missing those flags before is I'm just used to the larger cars. Oh, bollocks. I think I had one wheel on dirt and this couldn't apply the power properly there. Well, I feel that in the case of your car and automation / PNG, it kind of transcends any sort of choice so much as it is a necessity. It's either having a spoiler in the back of your car or a vacuum cleaner kind of thing to suck it to the road, or just selling the car with funeral insurance. You could, like, you know, it's one or the other. And economically speaking, it's easier and cheaper to just put a large spoiler on it. Well, they're going to speed pretty well, all things considered. We're actually reeling that guy in as well at the end there. Nice jump across the finish line. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes. Yes, it is. I don't mind the kind of shelf ones where they just kind of almost extend the roof line past the where it turns down to go to the rear windshield normally. I quite like those. But like the A45s, for example, aren't that great. Yeah, the one on the Sirocco is quite nice. I like that one. But this, for example, the standard Forza Aero hatchback / estate wagon spoiler is not particularly nice looking in my opinion. But I think that's partly, like you say, because it's just hard to get a good one for a hot hatch. Such an adorably sized car. feel like those oversized wide body ones are just the worst. Chassis mounted ones in particular, where it's just like, I wanted to be a bridge builder, but I didn't actually get the right marks, so I'm just going to make spoilers that are kind of the size of a bridge. I didn't mention chat, and it's entirely unrelated to any conversation we've been having, but it is a good day currently in Australia, in general, because the local shopping supermarket, or supermarché if you're classy, has dropped the price of Easter chocolates significantly. We're talking 75% off. And it's not even just crash licorice ones. There are some relatively competent eggs still left. Very nice. Well, that's the whole, what's that Japanese tuna style culture thing? Where they just go absolutely balls to the wall with everything. So they've got like front splitters that stick out 3 feet. Like Bosaru or something like that? Yeah. It's all about almost being as impractical as possible. Oh, we just made it around the wall. No, absolutely not. Same here. Well, aside from the fact that our roads are probably too uneven to begin with. That it wouldn't even necessarily need to be a speed bump to give you a bad day, just like the road in general would probably cause your car to shake enough that unless it was really well secured, all your bits and bobs might end up falling off. I'm so disappointed that this car is left-hand drive as well. Could be right-hand drive. What do you have planned for the rest of the day? Shadow? More, truck sim modding or anything else? I do like how he... Oh, it's a Mario Kart, clever. But I do like how his wheels are themed to the rest of the design. That's nice. That is a nice cut. Oh, interesting. That would be a hell of a trip. It's all West Coast. But still, unless I imagine being in a car club, you're all pretty good at driving, because I could see it turning into an absolute disaster otherwise.
Feels so good.
One of the funniest videos I've seen from American Truck Simulator is a Canadian... what the hell, we'll do another A-class. Is a Canadian YouTuber driving from Canada, from the border of Canada to the border of Canada to the border of Mexico. I think kind of west coast-ish. That just kind of as straight down as he could in a truck that had 1 million horsepower. It was very funny. Because obviously, having that much power requires a lot of responsibility in its application. And there was not as much responsibility as was perhaps required. And at the speeds you can reach when you've got 1 million horsepower, you can get some pretty spectacular crashes. If I remember correctly, I think it had so much horsepower that it would actually do wheelies. But I also can't remember if it was 1 million horsepower or if that was a previous video and he took a more reasonable horsepower engine for the event and only went with 500,000. Can't remember. Yeah, 980 does seem somewhat quaint. Now that we've talked about 7-figure horsepower engines. Hey, the powder explosions. Yeah, right. Well, also, I imagine in Truck Simulator it's all about the torque, really. More than the horsepower. Yeah. I've got both of them. I've got Euro Truck and American Truck, because I do have in hopes, I guess, of breaking them out at some point on stream. Okay. Why am I in third? Oh, because I was in front of the BMW this way. Is it kind of like real life where if you mess up your gears, like change up too quickly or whatever, that you just kind of have to basically start again? Just like game over? Yeah, I mean, it's always incredibly impressive to me seeing truck drivers maneuver their cargo. Like that whole wide turn-in kind of thing, or I remember I was particularly impressed at someone who was driving a dump truck with a dump trailer on it, that's probably the better phrase, and they were reversing it down a hill after like down a driveway hill, and I was very impressed that they were able to pull it off. Oh, that was an interesting maneuver I just did. have seen that happen. Where the engine, in YouTube videos, whatever, where the engine will start cutting out on the guy. And you've also got to account for sleep as well. Because I've seen that happen too. So how do you play? Do you play with a keyboard and mouse, a controller, or a steering wheel? A HOTAS joystick and throttle for a flight simulator? Thank you, Sergeant. Or a Guitar Hero controller, that could be really cool too. Depending on how quickly you scrum determines how much force you put on the gas pedal. Damn, son! That's a hell of a setup you got there. I didn't realize I was talking to a pro truck driver. Sick. So I guess the other question then is like American and Euro Truck Simulator, are they the only games in town for that kind of thing, or are there other franchises or what have you that cause you to break out your 18-speed shifter? But I can't think off the top of my head of anything else. But there's always, for those kind of niche communities, there's often things that are just a little bit below the surface. Okay. I imagine PNG might be able to make use of the 18 speeds. Probably through modding and what have you, but there wouldn't be much in the way of like the highways and the roads that, you know, you obviously have in ETS and ATS. Yeah, that would, I hadn't thought about that, but you're right, that would be actually really, really nice. Get back outside, so we're not driving a ghost car, obviously. Okay, we need to have a look at the tuning of this car, huh? Out of curiosity, does the CB radio add in, like, in the game, I mean, does it add in, like, the crackle and lack of clarity that the CB has in real life, or is it just a kind of in-game Discord replacement with no effects to it, I guess? You can also plug into like internet radio stations, can't you, on ETS and ATS? Oh, nice. It's a pretty cool game in terms of like the level of like lifestyle detail they put into it with like the CB radios and the internet radios and stuff like that. I could see it could be really quite dangerous. But it would also be very cool if it was kind of like Horizon 5, where it's a semi-online like MMO, where even when you're in the single-player portion, you have other people like driving around. It would be cool if they had something kind of like that in Truck Simulator, and you could use the CB to talk to them as you drove past each other like ships in the night. I could see it could be dangerous in that there would probably be a lot of kind of racism, misogyny, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, sick. Yeah. But do you have to join a server explicitly, though? And then you can only talk to those, I don't know, 48 people or however many are on that server? Yeah, I just feel like it almost like how in, and I guess another example is in how the Dark Souls games, how you can see ghosts of other people who are kind of in the same room or whatever, going about their business. It'd be cool just to have that, like, even just in the single player component of the game, to have that kind of interaction between others. Yeah, there's always that kind of competitive element, for lack of a better term, for all those games. People will just take it super seriously, even when it's maybe not meant to be. I can't speak to whether Truck Simulator is meant to be taken seriously, but like, I think it's definitely the case in some of these lobbies that we're in currently. People maybe take it a little bit too seriously. I don't realise that if they want to take it seriously, they could go and play Vod-mander. Oh, I haven't announced that for the chat or whatever, but I did last weekend pick up a boxed copy of Juiced 1, a DVD dual case copy of Juiced 2, and then 2 other games that I can't remember but aren't quite as relevant to this discussion. Oh, and Need for Speed Copper Shoot 1, which I think was the first racing game I ever played, way back in the day. Yeah, well, I ended up looking very seriously and actually driving literally across the city. I live in the northern part of Sydney, and I drove basically down to the southern part of Sydney to pick them up. But for $5 a game, I thought, that's not too bad. Thank you very much. So hopefully that'll make an appearance at some point. Hopefully it doesn't take too much effort to get it working well. I don't especially want to like have to install Windows XP or something like that. Or Windows 98 in the case of Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 1. Yeah, those kind of, particularly, I feel like Juiced at least in Australia. Maybe I just wasn't looking for it, but it really just didn't turn up on the radar for me at least and my friends. It was definitely overshadowed by like Underground 2 and stuff. And then Most Wanted after that. It just didn't really get maybe it was different on console or something, but at least on PC I don't think I ever really saw a reference to it. Okay. Interesting. I had a feeling it was a kind of localized country problem, for lack of a better term. No, I'll give it a miss. Oh yeah, it was definitely appealing to kind of the stereotypical boy racer, right? We're gonna have a... Because I think that was basically the big selling point, wasn't it? It was kind of a sexier version of Need for Speed Underground. Hold on, let me get the box. I'll read the back of the box. Because when it comes down to it, we can all sit here and, you know, guess what we think it means. But we need to basically, what does THQ think it means? They're the people that published it, so what do they think it means? So according to this, Juiced is real street racing. This is the first one. With over 50 cars. Over 50 real cars, I should say, my mistake. With over 100 real mods. Over 7.5 trillion customization possibilities. Multiplayer, which I'm sure is still running, seeing as it's run by GameSpy, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Lead your crew and control their behavior while you race. Bet your rivals for cash or gamble your car in a pink slip race. Gain or lose respect for your driving, modding, and gamble. Would be interesting. And then Juice 2, I was going to say Underground 2. Challenge all takers in adrenaline-fueled drift and race events. Whoa. Compete with anyone through the online career mode. Game for Windows, so that's probably not going to happen. Express yourself using the most powerful modding system ever created. Get into the drift with Juiced 2 Hot Import Nights, the only place where superstar DJs, smoking hot models, that's smoking without a G, and totally tuned cars come into close contact. Hell yeah. Get it. I need to have a Pentium Core Duo to run this. I think we might be alright. And a minimum of 1 GB of RAM. So luckily, I think we're doing pretty alright for that. Yeah. So surprisingly, the games, at least as far as I can remember, never really went as far as Pimp My Ride. Underground 2 did kind of, in terms of like putting speakers and stuff in the boot. But I don't know of any game where you put like TVs on the fenders or whatever. It was all relatively sensible, for lack of a better term. Yeah, that's the dream. Put a fish tank in the back. You could, I was just thinking, if you got like a station wagon or a hearse, you just convert the whole boot to that. Actually, if you got like a Maloo Ute or a Ford FPV Pursuit, where, you know, it's a Ute and therefore it needs the extra weight at the back, you could do that. Just have an aquarium in your Ute tray. No? I must have missed that one. I'll admit I wasn't religiously watching it every day, but that sounds dumb as hell. On a more serious note, chat, I'm going to call it there. I can feel my voice kind of going a little bit. But that's why we watched it though, isn't it, Shadow? We watched it because they were just nut jobs. We watched it because it was basically a car crash we couldn't look away from. Alright, chat. I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for coming along. I will see you in about 20 hours or so for some Jedi Fallen Order. In the meantime, we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid? We're going to raid It's Quint. They are an American streamer who's currently playing through Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I think from the name of it sounds like a modded version of Pokemon, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's find out together. In the meantime, have a good 20 hours until I see you again. And yeah, stay safe, I guess. Let's go say hi to Quint.